So they very nicely asked him to leave the city. He had been on some canoe trips up here and he knew that this island existed. So he did some research and he found out it was owned by a woman in Cornwall and Hudson named Mary Taft. So he purchased the island from Mary Taft for about $600. Now the interesting thing about the purchase was Mary Taft was a very Methodist Presbyterian woman, and she wanted to make sure that on the island there was no prostitution and there was no alcohol. So she actually held a mortgage on the island for several years, and he paid little by little so that her rules would be followed. But he was going to use it strictly as a business venture. So he packed a lot of his stuff from the city on barges. They brought the barges up the Hudson River and they crashed them right here in this bay on the south side of the island. They built docks and they began construction on what would become 7 small warehouses on the island that they would run their business out of. People would order stuff by catalog, they would take orders through the mail, they would ship stuff back down to the city and they would come and pick it up. He took a trip in the late 1800s to Scotland and he started drawing some castles, and he came back to his builders and he said, "Can you construct this out of what we currently have on the island?"
Yeah.
Construction materials being at a premium up here though, it was going to be difficult to build it. So they built it, and they built it right up through about 1910, 1915. The castle was completed on the island. All those small 7 warehouses were turned into what you see now as the remnants of Bannerman's castle. Now, you see these outcroppings, these little turrets here. In order to protect his wares and protect his goods, he built a stone, mortar, and brick, basically bridge, completely around the island to act almost like a man-made moat, so that no one could get boats into the island unless they came through basically the front door that he had locked. People would come out here, and there were walls here 10 feet high. They would come out with their boats in the daytime. Painters would sit on the island. They would sit not on the island, but on the wall. People would have lunch. There would be rowboats tied up, and they would just hang around the island all day while he operated.